This segment is sponsored by the Drug Enforcement Administration.
The DEA's mission is to help enforce United States laws concerning controlled substances and help reduce the availability of illicit drugs, both domestically and internationally. So today, to talk about a brand new strategy in Central Ohio is Assistant Special Agent in Charge, Mauricio Jimenez. Nice to meet you, Mauricio.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
So first, talk about the problem we're seeing here in Central Ohio, because it is eye-opening to know the types of drugs that are prevalent.
Well, right now what we're seeing is a surge in methamphetamine, and this is all pre-COVID. COVID has changed everything. I've been in Columbus for 3 years, and when I got here, I thought all that we were going to be dealing with was fentanyl. I was absolutely shocked the amount of methamphetamine that is coming to Central and Southern Ohio.
My goodness, it's right in our backyard. So what does the DEA do? People have obviously heard of the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Administration, but what falls under that umbrella? How does it work?
It's all federal narcotics law. We are a single mission agency. We do have different arms. For example, we have our diversion program. We also have different sections within DEA. We have our clandestine lab team. We have an air wing. We have, of course, we have chemists. So we're an all-encompassing organization that handle, or we focus on controlled substances.
Wow. And what is the new strategy that you're rolling out to Central Ohio?
Well, the new strategy that we're rolling to Central Ohio is Operation 360. Now, this is the third city within Ohio that's had it. We're really here to work with our state, local, and other federal partners that already have programs in place. We're here to bolster their programs and maybe bring in a fresh perspective when it's needed.
And I like that fresh perspective, so I can assume that's one difference that the 360 program has versus other programs that are out there.
It is. It's a three-tiered program. It's enforcement, which is never changed. The enforcement part is more so where we're targeting known violators. We have our diversion program like I described earlier, but the biggest part of 360 is the community outreach, which is really what DEA is focusing in on when it comes to Operation 360. Of course, being law enforcement, everybody assumes that all we want to do is arrest people, which isn't actually true. We are here to help the community. The other thing that people need to remember is that we, as the employees of DEA and the agents and the investigators, we are actually living within the same communities as everybody else. So we have a vested interest to make sure that we are helping our communities progress.
And Mauricio, speaking of community, talk about what's being done with a Red Ribbon Week.
Red Ribbon Week is the oldest and largest drug prevention program that the United States has. It started in 1985 after the kidnapping and murder of Special Agent Kiki Camarena. It was actually started by his high school. And what they did is while he was missing, they all started to wear ribbons, and DEA adopted that program and made it a national program. But what that is a chance to talk about drug prevention, to get schools involved, kids in school. There's many other programs that are involved with Red Ribbon. The other thing that Red Ribbon means to DEA is our chance to think about our heroes that we have lost. And it's incredibly important for us this year. As everybody knows, it's a year ago next Wednesday. So we're coming up on a year anniversary when one of our task force officers was shot and killed in the line of duty. Task force officer Jorge Del Rio, who was actually part of the Dayton Police Department, but he was assigned directly to us working out of our Dayton office. So one of the things that we do ask is the community to light up their houses red, which is a fantastic tribute to those that have lost their life fighting this battle.
That is great. And for people watching, they want to get involved more. They want to make a difference. What steps do they need to take? What should they do?
Well, the important thing to think about is just this shouldn't be a month or a week venture. This should be every day.
Yeah.
Everybody should be talking to their children. Everybody should be talking to their neighbors, their husbands, their wives, their families about drug prevention. It affects everybody. I have family members that are addicted to controlled substances. It's one of those things that it's a constant battle. It's not one thing that we can just talk about once a year and say, okay, we're fixing the problem. By talking about it at home, that makes people part of the solution. It puts them on the front lines. It's where it starts, is talking at home, especially with your children.
Well, thank you so much for sharing this information today. It's so vital in our community, and thank you for what you're doing for our community to help keep us safe.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for talking to us.
As Mauricio just said, it's so important to get involved, so reach out, communicate to someone, and be the change in someone's life that's dealing with substance abuse.